Today I felt like tier ranking my favorite soundtracks because I am a fiend for soundtracks. And I know some people are like, oh yeah, I really love soundtracks. You don't get it like I do, okay? I have a 21-hour playlist dedicated to soundtracks. For the past like 3 years, my top 3 Spotify Wrapped artists have been composers. My Stats FM shows that in the past year, 7 of my top 10 artists are composers. My number 1 genre is soundtracks. I have serious problems, but that means I just have a lot of thoughts and I want to share them today. So we're gonna tier rank my favorite soundtracks. I want to start off with How to Train Your Dragon. These soundtracks are like my childhood. I love these soundtracks so much. My favorite of the 3 soundtracks is How to Train Your Dragon 2. I think that like you have all the iconic heart-wrenching themes from the first movie added on to the second plus more, because you have like Stoic Ship, you have like Battle of the Bewilderbeast. I just think it's the best, and so that's gonna go in my top tier. And I think the first one obviously should go up there, and the second one, I think the third one was just okay. I don't know, I don't listen to as much as the other one, so maybe that's why I like it as much. But I personally believe the second one is peak in that trilogy. Then we get into Lord of the Rings, which is like the soundtrack series, the trilogy of soundtracks that really got me into listening. I believe Return of the King has the best soundtrack out of the whole trilogy. I believe overall this whole trilogy is like the GOAT trilogy for soundtracks and just movies in general. But that's a different topic. But I believe overall John Williams is the GOAT composer, if that makes any sense. So I don't believe these other 2 deserve to go any lower than Tears My Popcorn because they're just so good. I've split up Star Wars into the prequels, the originals, and the sequels. I think the originals are like the best, but I think as much as the sequels movies were like iffy, I think the soundtrack is really good. So I think both of these soundtracks deserve to go here. But yeah, because you have some really good themes. Like you have March of the Resistance, you have Rey's theme, and then in like the prequels, you have like Across the Stars, Duel of the Fates. Force Awakens is what puts the sequels up there. But overall, I still think the originals are the best. Wild Robot, I didn't think I was gonna, well, I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about this movie. It was so good. I was like crying. And I thought the soundtrack was actually pretty good. It's like the same theme used over and over again, but it's like a really good theme. So it's not like the most like, whoa, this is amazing soundtrack, but it still gets you like, it hits you in those feels, you know, a little bit. So I am gonna put it down there, but that doesn't mean it's not good. I still recommend it if you haven't. 1, watch the movie, and 2, listen to the soundtrack. Next up is the Hunger Games trilogy. I really think James Newton Howard has ended up in my top 3 for a couple years. He was at least in one of the past couple years. I wouldn't say the Hunger Games is my favorite soundtrack though. But I definitely think it's better than Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So I'm gonna put Ballad of I just feel like there wasn't anything that stuck out to me too much about Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, where with Hunger Games you have like Reaping Day, you have like the Mockingjay, you have like the Hanging Tree. I really like the Stranger Things soundtrack, but once again, there's nothing that's like, it's except for the theme and like kids, there's nothing, or soldiers too, like there's nothing like too like, you know. Enola Holmes I'm putting together as Enola Holmes 1 and Enola Holmes 2. Personally, I think Enola Holmes 2 is better than the first one, because you have like Enola and Tewksbury, and you have like Wild Child. It's like a cute little soundtrack though. It's by the same composer as Spider-Man Into and Across the Spider-Verse. It's not the best that I've heard, but it's still cute. Like there's some songs that like really stick out to me. Guys, Lost, so good. I really love Lost. Lost I watched during COVID, and honestly, if you guys haven't listened to the soundtrack, you don't even need to watch the show because the show is pretty long, but the soundtrack is super good. Like you have When One for the Reaper, you have Life and Death, you have Moving On. Like it's just the music that really like helped make the show, so I think I definitely love that soundtrack a lot. Next up, Mandalorian. So good. So good. Romeo and Juliet I watched freshman year, and one thing about the movie that stuck out to me was the soundtrack. But I added a few songs and I kept listening to more, but it's not my favorite, but it's on the playlist. Then from there, Across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse. I think Across the Spider-Verse is better because you have Gwen Stacy's theme and you have like obviously like Hannah and the Vent. So I think Across the Spider-Verse is better, and I'm gonna put that in Tears in My Popcorn because there's some really good themes in there. And then I'll put Into the Spider-Verse 1 underneath that. Interstellar, no words. I don't know if I have to explain why Interstellar's up there. Man of Steel is so good. It's also Hans Zimmer, just like Interstellar is. I really love the Man of Steel theme, but I haven't listened to enough of like the complete soundtrack. I have a couple of the other songs on there as well. So I'm gonna put it down there. I picked 3 of my favorite Harry Potter movies. So I picked Deathly Hallows Part 2, Order of the Phoenix, Sorcerer's Stone, Philosopher's Stone, whatever you want to call it. Can't really beat like Lily's theme or Statues. Those are really good, and those are all in Deathly Hallows Part 2. But then you have the iconic like just normal themes from that John Williams wrote. Deathly Hallows and Sorcerer's Stone are going in Tears in My Popcorn. Order of the Phoenix is gonna go in Coming of Age montage. Also, Rogue One, I actually think some of Rogue One's themes are actually really good. Not my favorite Star Wars one. Like all of these, I definitely recommend listening to. But after that, we have Avengers Endgame, and there's some really good songs in there. You have like Portals, you have Main on End. There's really good themes in there, and I really liked it. I haven't listened to a lot of like Marvel soundtracks, and I feel like I have to listen to them more because like Guardians of the freaking Galaxy, that song is really good. I'm gonna put that in Tears in My Popcorn. Loki, oh my gosh, Natalie Holt ate with Loki. I loved the Loki soundtrack so much. It was actually so good. I'm this close to putting it in my top tier, but I feel like it can't go up with the other ones that I have up there. La La Land, 100% at the top. If you know me, you know I love La La Land. This is kind of what my thoughts are on all these soundtracks. If you guys have soundtracks you want to recommend to me, please, I listen to this music all the time. If you have any opinions and you want to talk about this stuff, please let me know. So yeah, that's my tier ranking. Yeah, all right.